Hello and welcome to AI, the cool stuff. Generally, we talk about AI stuff. We don't talk about the technical background stuff. Well, not a lot anyway. We do talk a bit about what's coming up and what's being offered, but we don't talk about large language models and how they actually work. We just talk about if you click on this happens. So it is more about productivity and things that are coming up as well. I mean, we're free to speculate and talk about things that are coming up, because there is it does change practically every week. I mean, I've seen stuff that's coming up this week, and I've seen stuff that we can talk about in a minute. But I mean, yeah, that's all good. So what we'll do is we'll do what we usually do, which is we'll go around the room, we introduce ourselves. Could you add in what browser you mainly use, like your main browser, your go-to browser, and what do you use for online searches? Is it Google, Bing, Perplexity, whatever? So do that as well. So Shirley, tell us about you and the other stuff.
What is it? Pick and Shirley morning today, is it?
Yeah. You're the
Good
first one.
morning. Good morning, everyone. I am Shirley. I work in health and wellness. I work with Forever Living Products, which is a product-based company that helps people to stay healthy using a range of products. Have been sort of working with an e-business support advisor who said, try ChatGPT to help you with content that I need to put out. Not really great with using new stuff, so any help here would be really great. Browser that I use, it's Google, I suppose I use for everything.
What? Chrome or
yeah, Chrome.
Yeah, okay. And do you use Google for your searches as well? Do you just use Chrome to search in the top?
Just use Chrome.
Okay, so that would be Google. Okay, excellent. Peter.
Morning all, my name's Peter. I'm a web designer and I do a lot of email marketing too. As browser, for the last month or so, I've been using a browser called Arc, which seems good. Before that, I used Safari. As far as which search engine I use, it kind of depends what I'm doing. I generally use Google, but if I don't want a load of rubbish, then I'll go to DuckDuckGo. It can be a bit more specific.
Okay, excellent. Actually, I'm going to talk about Arc actually, because so you'll be able to chip in with that, because you probably know more about it than I do. Because
I don't know about it. It's just
I've only used it for one day, and it's got yeah. Well, I'll talk about it in a minute. Michael, tell us about you.
Before I forget, I use Google and Chrome. Right. Now, I promote other people's webinars, and why you should be interested, because in the chat there, I put a webinar that's going to be broadcast tomorrow, and there's a lot of AI there. So I think anybody interested in AI should be interested in going to it. It is free. So if you want to go, let me know and I'll send you the link. I won't send you the link unless you contact me. But the company is an American company called meetup.com. I don't know whether any of you have heard of it, but there are loads of webinars there that are very interesting, and they're all free. And I'm promoting them. This one I'm also promoting in New York and Houston tomorrow, and it's on next week as well. There are lots of AI ones, and this is why I'm interested in this program of yours, David, because I can get to a lot of information to you on how AI is used on other people's webinars. So I hope that is of interest. Have a quick look, let me know, and I'll send you the link.
Okay, brilliant. Thanks, Michael. Steffi.
Hello, I'm Steffi Lewis, 31-year veteran web developer, founder and creator of Your PCM, creator of Your AI, which some of you do use, and currently working on Project Your Blog, which won't be called Your Blog when it's finished. It'll be called Sblogit, because reasons, but it allows one-click blogging, so you can actually just type in a question, make a statement, paste in a URL, hit go. You can actually hit publish and be damned and it will just do the whole thing for you and publish it. But I recommend just going through it step by step, type in whatever you want, and it just creates it for you.
Okay, brilliant. So you say 31 years. Within
31 years. It was 1993 that I published my first website at the OU.
Wow.
And at the end of 1993, there were officially 623 websites on the old Webify.
Yeah. Is it what was it, text-based, or did it have images as well?
Now we had HTML 1.1 back then.
Right. Okay.
I started using it. They just released version 1.1, which included tables. And back then we could bring in movie files as well, which was quite cool. They had a very basic move player.
Okay, brilliant. Because because I know the first ones I saw were text-based, probably 1990, 1991. And then I know the very first image one I ever saw was Portsmouth Historic Dockyards, which was the first one with images on, which I had to download via my telephone, via the modem, and it took bloody forever, to
40 baud modems, and your images went click.
Yeah, that's right. There was a picture of Henry VIII standing there, and it used to be on the next page before the images had come down, but it was.
I was very lucky, but working at the OU, because I was on Janet, which was the full the joint academic network for the whole of the UK. So we had quite a lot of speed going on, which was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I was working at home, it was junk.
I probably had a 1600 baud modem then. But there's Andy, tell us about you.
Yeah, I haven't got that much history, Steffi. I was only born in 93. No, I'm joking. I was not born in 93. But I do remember being at work with things like CompuServe, playing with Dreamweaver, stuff like that back in the day, in the 90s. But yeah, Andy A1 websites, I effectively tell people where the websites are going wrong and what to do about it, and then they go and get their developers to fix it. I find the problems and help them to fix ultimately. My use, the browser is mainly Chrome, although I do use a bit of Firefox, and search is halved my Google usage, and Perplexity is the one of choice for me. Bit of Gemini, but I find it quite restrictive and crap compared to what it should be. Yeah, I definitely halved that usage since I've been using Perplexity.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Steffi, did you say what browser you use?
I use Chrome because it syncs across all my devices, and I actually use a combination of search engines because Google's got a lot of historic JavaScript websites in there, how to do this, how to do that. If I need to do coding and I need some inspiration, I'll actually jump on ChatGPT and say, using this language, write me a script that does this, and it will do it for me, which is really cool. And even if I don't use it, it inspires me with what I need it to do. But mostly I use Google search engine with a bit of ChatGPT thrown in.
Okay, brilliant. Simon, can you tell us what you do, and also tell us what's your main browser that you use and which search engine you use the most?
Okay. Yeah, I'm Simon Merritt. I design spreadsheets and I fix broken spreadsheets. I mainly use Google. I remember when it was, because I remember writing, because the previous one, I can't remember what the big one was before that, which the things just came out in random order, and it would say, we found 1.5 million entries, and you had to go through, as many as possible. Whereas Google was the first one to put it up to the top, and I just thought, and then the others sort of followed on, and I thought, well, they're not as good as Google, and I quite like Google, so it's a thing. Yeah, no, I remember sort of. Oh, sorry, no, sorry, I didn't want the nostalgia one, is it? But okay. What was the other question?
Search engine, which you just said.
Google. Oh yes, I've just said, right. Okay. So was there a meeting last week?
No.
There wasn't. No, that's right. So no, sorry, and I'm sorry I'm late this week, and I may have to go early as well. But
it's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
Good, excellent. Okay, and I use, as like people will tell you, you have to test your website out on more than one browser normally. So I've used, in the past, I've always used Chrome. I've been using Opera until quite recently. I've gone to Microsoft Edge for a couple of reasons, but I've also been playing around with Arc, so which again Peter mentioned. So that was it. The search engine, I use mainly Perplexity now, to be honest. And then if I don't get a good answer from that, I may use Google as well, because stuff just comes up. But and I've been playing with Bing as well. So but if I was said the main one I use now is Perplexity. So that's good. And I'm a web designer as well. I do WordPress. I do more content than actual websites, and I look after domains as well. Do you look after hosting as well, Peter?
Yeah, I do a lot of hosting.
Yeah,
I do.
And quite a few VPSs these days.
yeah, and Steffi as well. So
I've got my own servers, so I do look after a lot of stuff.
okay, what, your own physical services?
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah, well, the new project, I wasn't going to do this, but the new project I'm actually going to put on its own server. I
Right.
think it's starting its own limited company to go with it, because I think it's going to sell really well.
Yeah.
I might want to exit at some point.
Okay.
If I put it on a server and put it as a limited company around it, then I can just hand over the keys at some point in exchange for a big pile of money.
Yeah. I'm sure OpenAI will
No.
a couple of million to get you out of the market.
It's Sblogit. That's what it's going to be called.
Sblogit. Yeah, Sblogit. I like that.
Mm.
Okay, excellent. Okay, right. Has anybody found anything cool out last week?
If you don't have any demos or anything, I can show you what I've done so far. It'll take about 2 minutes, but
yeah, do that. Come on.
do you want to do it?
Yeah, let's do it. Hold on. Let me. No.
I can actually share my screen this time, because I'm not using pop-ups anywhere, which is good.
Okay. You can share the screen now. So.
Okay, that one. All right, can you see it? It should say, what should we blog about today?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Okay. So what you do is you just put whatever statement in. You can put in a URL of a website that you've thought that's really good, or a competitor's web page, or your home page, or anything you like. So I'm going to say, why is the sea salty? There you go. That's all we need to do. Might help if I spelt it right. Oh, my low system resources. This happens every single time I do a demo. Hang on a minute. Just talk amongst yourselves. Just talk about how crap Steffi is. That's probably a good idea.
I'm always suspicious of demos that work properly and fast anyway. So yeah.
I think also maybe the AI will understand you mean salty anyway.
It might do, yeah, but I'm going to make sure. Salty. Why is the sea salty? It can be as simple as that. It can be, and why trees green? Why is the sky blue? You can make a statement. You can put anything you like in there. What I'm going to do is going to hit add, and then it comes up with this. And this is where we put the blog in. Now we could start typing and actually write our own blog post if we wanted to, but we've got things like point of view. Let's have it in friendly today. That's probably a good thing. We can have long, short, medium. Myers-Briggs, if you're interested. What's your role? So I could be a teacher. I could say as a teacher in the UK, that sort of thing. We can also say, SEO key phrase. So I don't know, salty sea, for example. Just hit return to update that. And then we click create, and it says it's going to cost you a token. We go, all right, okay, that's fine. And we go away, and then we sort of dance around the room and think about it for a couple of seconds, about 30 seconds to do it. It'll either come back with an AI error because it didn't understand what I was saying, or it creates that. There you go. So it's actually written an entire blog post for you, which is quite cool. What I do now is I fettle it because it's in American English, and it has things like in conclusion on the last paragraph from various other AI indicators. So we click fettle, and then it just sorts itself out, shortens a few things. We could just hit view at the moment if we wanted to, but I'm going to go and get an image. So we click images, and then I'm just going to create an image. Again, we've got to wait 20 to 30 seconds. My camera's gone a bit wobbly again. Hang on a minute. Let's just quit a few things. Quit a few things. Free up some more memory. Okay, hang on a minute. Exit that. I'm just trying to free up as much memory as I can because I hate my computer and it needs replacing. Dum, 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 dum. Still thinking about it. I don't know if you can see it, but the little wheel is moving around the top corner there. It will come back with an answer. There we go. And it's created an image for us, which is quite cool. So then we've got to think about a caption. Well, we don't have to, because we can actually get it to write a haiku if we really wanted it to. So we click haiku, and then it produces a haiku using the key phrase that we entered. So salty sea breeze blows, whispers secret to the shores, tides ebb and flow with ease. What I do here is I chop it a little bit. So I'll probably chop it top and bottom about 5% on each. There we go, because I prefer that format. We could override the text if we wanted to. We can create an audio version once we've edited it. We can add links, we can add social media, that sort of thing. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you what it's created so far. And I click the button and nothing happens. Oh, there we go. There you go. And there's the blog post. So it's created it, it's laid it all out. We could put other formatting in here. We can include YouTube videos, all sorts of stuff. It's put your signature in, it's put share the blog love in, it's put about me, more of my blog posts, other bloggers you might like, etc. And then when you think, oh, that's cool, but I've got a problem with it, so just hit the back key, and then you can go back into the words and you can make quick changes. You might think that's too big a title, so we'll just update that. And then when we look at it now, it's probably a bit better. There we go. And that's it. And that's where I'm up to. So it does all sorts of weird and wonderful things. But the whole point is to publish it on your blog. So this is the blog, steffi.sblogit.com, you know, davidharris.sblogit.com, whatever you want to call it. And it just produces blog posts. Now, the cool thing is that if you want it to, you can get it to email you every morning with inspiration of what you can blog about. So you could say, I want to blog on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. On a Monday, I want to talk about this. On a Tuesday, I want to talk about this. So every email will have ideas for you, and you just click an idea and it puts it straight into here, and then you can click add or whatever you want to do with it. Here endeth the lesson. That's where I'm up to. I'm still a couple of months away from finishing it. I'm thinking about possibly putting a mailing list in there, but that might be the next version. So version 1.1 or whatever might have a mailing list built into it. But at the moment, it'll do everything for you from words, images, audio version, further reading links, and the social media. So if I click social, I can say short, medium, long. I want emojis, hashtags, and I'll just click create, and it does it all for you. And that can then be shared out through Buffer. That's it. We're done. Just wait for that to come back. Take a couple of seconds. Think about it.
Can I ask a question, Stephanie?
What you like.
Obviously, a lot of people don't have a lot of attention to look at full blogs nowadays. Are there any plans to sort of let it create a very brief introductory paragraph just so people could skim it before they then go and look at the whole blog itself, just so it gives them the...
It does. So underneath the title and underneath the contributor, there was actually a summary paragraph. It's like TLDR, and when you share it, that paragraph goes with it. So if you were to just copy the URL and paste it in somewhere, but on the social media, it's summarizing it for you anyway.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
tweet, 2 paragraphs for Facebook or 5 paragraphs for LinkedIn, but you can share the 2 paragraphs to LinkedIn if you wanted to. So it will do summarization for you.
Yeah, cool.
And it's all token based as well. So you just, however often you want to blog, you just use it. To do a full blog costs 10 tokens, and that's about £1. Okay.
Brilliant. There's and can the URL you can put in, can you use a YouTube URL and does it read the transcript?
No, mostly because I didn't think of that.
So it's just text at the moment. Yeah. Yeah, it's just that I was going to show something that does that as well, that creates blogs from YouTube videos, you know, because it's
I think OpenAI can actually read text from video, but it takes a
Yeah.
while to do it because it's got to run through the entire video.
oh right, okay.
Maybe version 1.2 will have that. What I want to do is get this up and running and get what I call a minimum viable product now, an MVP,
Yeah.
into testing. So, you know, I could say to you guys, join the wait list, and then I can ask you if you want to test it and give me feedback.
Yeah. Okay, brilliant. Thanks, Steffi. That's that looks really interesting. I'm sure I'll be subscribing to that when it comes out. So it's
Well, it's free to sign up. You just buy tokens when you need it.
yeah, of course. So because I use Steffi's current model, which is cool anyway, but I keep trying to do the images, but I haven't found one that I liked. I say, is this your Andy, your QR code there? Is that your picture in the middle?
Yes, yeah, it is. Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember where I got it from. Yeah, I
'Cause
put it
Jeff-
up there. I mean, it's supposed to make people think and go off to my LinkedIn profile. It actually goes off to Pornhub. No, it doesn't really.
Okay.
No, it would be quite
That's-
fun to do that though, wouldn't it?
Because on Canva, they've you can do decorative QR.
Yeah,
You know, they're sort of in with images and things. But Jeff Veal, he's been selling them for $49,
really.
and he's actually put it up because he's been getting a lot of takers. He says normally 295, selling it for 95. You know,
No
because
way. I
Jeff's
did
a
that
bit of
ages
a
ago. I did that for something free ages ago. Yeah.
yeah. So it's interesting that there's obviously a market there. It's just finding it, you know. So it's
Yeah.
it sounds quite easy money to me, but
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's
Like,
always someone stupid going to pay for something they don't have to.
yeah, but you know that. They don't know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
We all know we can get it for now, but I
Yeah.
mean, there's it's not always the case, right? There's no, I was messing around yesterday, and it's interesting that Peter uses Arc. Did you want to demo the Arc, Peter, or do you want me to do it?
I think you better demo it, David.
Yeah, because I don't know that much about it.
Well, to be honest, I don't know much about it because basically you use a browser to look for something else, don't you?
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
The reason I mainly went to it is you can have two screens side by side.
Yes, that's true.
And if you're comparing web stuff or looking at stuff, it's the perfect product for having two screens side by side, whatever you're on. So
Okay, because that's if I just the reason I like this is because why is the sea? I'm going to pinch Steffi's one again. Why is the sea salty? You just key it into the browser and it'll use Perplexity as the default search engine. So I think that's a cool feature because the others don't. I guess they will eventually, but right now this is the only one I know that is that uses Perplexity. So so I thought that was pretty cool. Your tabs are down the side. How do you get a split screen then, Pia? You just drag them in, don't you?
you just drag it in, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So so you can drag in two browser windows together, isn't it? So
Yeah.
it's yeah, and it's got your tabs all down here. So yeah, so that's why I just thought it was a cool tool. I don't know if I may use it more. It's just that I found with Opera that some stuff don't work. So it's difficult to okay, that's there. So it's so I've sort of was using Bing and Opera. So I was trying to find one where everything works. So yeah, so I think it's probably worth it's probably worth playing with if it's got it's also about their future development, and now is about incorporating AI, which is why I thought I'd mention it in the things that it does. So you can just key in, it'll automatically resize websites so it's more readable for you, and it'll do all sorts of other cool stuff that I'm not like I said, I only installed it yesterday, but I thought it was worth mentioning. You can say the split screen I can see is really useful.
Are you using the Windows version? Because that only came out last week, didn't it?
Oh no, I'm using iMac. I've got an iMac.
Oh right, the Mac version's been out quite a while. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's supposed to be developer friendly, and you know, you can customize, you know, the screen and all the other things. So we'll see where it goes. Excuse me. So yeah, because as Andy mentioned, it was a really good having Perplexity is probably, I think it's a time saver, but I do sometimes go back to Google if I want other things, but because it gives you all the references as well. And
I find sometimes Perplexity gets a bit lost when you start talking about things and refining things, but I guess it will change over time.
oh yeah. So the other browser, the other one I've been using more of is Edge. I've never liked it in the past. I've always been like anti, but as I think Google's, you know, star is waning somewhat, and there are some good things in here. This is Edge, and we've got at the top right there, you've got the Copilot, and if you use more precise, you've got 3 settings: more creative, more balanced, more precise. If you use more precise, it will use ChatGPT 4, and you can get it for nothing. So
So you've been on Edge a lot, have you, David?
Yeah.
yeah,
Needs
well, yeah, I've been on Edge, yeah.
Need some tramadol.
So it's so and then Copilot gives you those other ones. The other thing with this, for, you know, it'll also give you access to DALL-E 3 for free as well. You don't have to subscribe to anything. So it's got this is just a trial one, but it says craft an image of a superhero squirrel soaring through the sky with a cape. I think that's its default one.
I can't really see that because it's covered by our faces, David.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that better? Does that make any difference?
Oh, actually, no, I can move our faces, can't I? Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay. So yeah, so it's given me that. And the other thing I liked was the compose. So I said sort of write an article about the Songhai Empire in West Africa, which is quite a specialist subject, but it gave me quite a good. It's supposed to be, I said, a long thing, which isn't particularly long, but you can build on that, and it gives you all the references as well. So it's given me sort of Britannica, Wikipedia, New World Encyclopedia, back past. It's given me those references, so I think that's quite good as well if you want to put references at the end of a blog. So yeah, so I think this is pretty good because it's all, you don't have to pay for it, you know.
Sorry, David, how do you access AI in Edge?
It's very top right. There's a little it says Copilot. It's got like a Copilot symbol, which is kind of Microsoft's version of AI, but although it seems to use OpenAI as part of its
And that's free.
yeah.
Okay, thanks. I'll look at that.
So I'll do that. So anyway, hi Jeff, how are you? You're on mute.
I say you look the worse for wear.
Yeah. Tell us.
You're feeling that way, are you?
No, well, I've got a cold. You know, I suspect I'll live. There's I've had it. It's 5 weeks, almost 6 weeks now. But
Wow.
it's either the 50-day cough or it's the 100-day one. I'm hoping it's the 50-day one.
You might be one of the few people in the world that got COVID.
I've had that already, so it's I know you can get it again, but I mean it's there. So Jeff, what's your what browser do you use mainly?
What's the main one called with the round circle? I think it's Google or something, isn't it? I don't know.
Chrome.
Yeah, I use Chrome. I think we're all creatures of habit. I just find Chrome, and I get for some reason certain things come up, and Bing seems to come across my platform quite a bit. Not when I say quite a bit, probably 20% of the time. But something else, it seems to flip over to Bing. You know, I think, what the hell's? I don't want to get on. I don't want to be on Bing. Get out of the way.
It would be your default it'd be your default browser and the default search engines that are set up within Chrome.
Yeah, it drives me nuts.
Like if you're using Edge and you go onto YouTube, it says, hey, a little pop-up comes and says, hey, why don't you install Chrome, because it's better than the one you're using. And the same, if you go to a Microsoft site, it will say the opposite, you know.
Is it easy?
I do one thing.
Go ahead.
So I was going to Steph remote. One thing, because she's linked across. One of the things I think is if I'm out and I ask a question on my phone, or I've got a Google Home gadget and I ask a question, it all comes up. So I sometimes I think I'll ask it, but when I get back, I'll look it up and I just type in the basics, because I know that when I look at it when I get back, I can then that's what I was thinking about, and it's which is really useful. All these things coming up like that, so to get syncing.
Yeah.
Is it any, David? Is it any harder to use like Google stuff? Because I use a hell of a lot of Google Analytics and AdWords and all that, Google Ads and stuff on Chrome. That's really why I use it. Is there any problems with Edge and stuff?
I haven't had any problems. I don't use. I mean, I use Gmail and I use some other Google stuff, but it seems to work fine on Edge.
Okay.
So it's, but it's. I just mess around trying to find the one that's easiest for me, you know, because sometimes looking stuff up quickly is. I think that Copilot. You know, again, I wasn't over impressed with Copilot when I first used it, but with all these things, they just keep improving, and they're all pretty good, you know. And but the next step is going to be interesting. So we shall see. Because chat. There was a weird thing. And anyone know ChatGPT 2?
Yeah, that was released for about 5 minutes, wasn't it?
It did, yeah. Yeah, it came out. They said it outperformed everything in the benchmark tests, and nobody knew what it was. And
that's going to be ChatGPT 5 and DALL-E 4.
Yeah, that's what people were thinking. Some people said it was 5, and some people said it was GPT 2. It just had extra stuff put into it, you know. So it's hard to know, but that was an interesting story I saw last week.
I think that entire argument with Sam, the CEO of OpenAI, he wanted to release the next version of GPT early, and the board didn't, and that's why there was all that big hoo-ha.
Yeah.
He said that the next version's got godlike powers, so I'm suspicious that it might actually be AGI rather than just normal, AI.
And yeah, some people. I mean, AGI. Do you want to briefly say what AGI is?
Artificial general intelligence. It's like AI at the moment is subconscious, and AGI is the conscious on top of it.
So it can do all your things for you. It can act like a human,
Yeah, you can have a proper conversation. You could say to it, "Oh, I'm really hungry. Can you order me some food?" And it will know that you like burgers. You say, "What? You want a cheeseburger?" "Yeah, all right." And it just orders it off Uber for you, and it arrives 20 minutes later.
Yeah, yeah,
That sort of thing. It'll just do that for you. You just have a conversation with it, tell it what you want, and it will do it.
yeah, yeah. Tell it to phone up the doctor and make you an appointment, or
Yeah,
tell it
I
to-
mean, Google played with it. That Google had a product that could book a table with a restaurant. It would actually ring the restaurant up and have a conversation with them. You know, an actual verbal conversation. So I think that's where we're getting to with OpenAI's AGI when it comes along.
yeah,
It's going to be very clever. It's going to blow everything out of the water, I think.
yeah, yeah.
Microsoft put billions into OpenAI because they knew what was coming next.
Yeah, 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 yeah. There's a lot of money going into it, and Perplexity have raised a load of funds as well, so that they've obviously got plans. So I know the other day they got a big another chunk of money to invest in sort of what they're doing. So, but they're essentially using, you know, but then OpenAI have announced they're going to be challenging Google for the search engine market, aren't they, as well? So it's going to be interesting, and Google's going to be put under pressure for the first time in a good few years.
The only problem with ChatGPT is it doesn't have live data because it doesn't have real-time data. It's impossible to scan the entire web and update your LLM every single day. You couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And that's where Google has the advantage. So if you say to it, you know, X, and it'll go off and it'll search the web and find pages that tally with X. Whereas at the moment, ChatGPT, I think 4 is set to May 23. That's the latest data that it's got. And I came across that problem when I was with your AI, when I was building your AI, because I was saying to it, and it's before I realized what was going on, write me an article about Fernando Alonso and his rumored move to Red Bull, which was something that happened late in the season last year. But it started talking about McLaren. And it made me realize that there's, and I investigated and I found they've got a cutoff date. So I had to go about things a different way. So now I type in a URL, it goes to the web page and takes the text and then uses that text. It sends that to GPT and says, write a blog post about this text. So it's interesting.
Yeah, because Perplexity will use that large language model and incorporate a live search with
Exactly.
it and to produce your article. So it is a
and that's what I had to do. So if I went onto BBC Sport and copied the URL out of that article about Fernando Alonso's rumours going to Red Bull, I'd have to paste it into your AI or into your blog, as it will be, and then it'll go and get the text and then use that against its large language model to produce it. So it's just a limitation I discovered about ChatGPT.
Yeah, it's interesting.
But otherwise, it lies to you. And then it physically lied to me. I said, is this current data? And he went, yeah, of course it is. I said, well, it seems a bit out of date because you talk about McLaren. Nah, don't worry about it. I didn't say, nah, don't worry about it. Yeah. But it denied it that it was hallucinating.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I said, I've just searched Google and this data is wrong. And it went, oh, right, well, I've got a cut-off date of May 23, so it could be out of date.
If you're creating marketing messages and things like that, then obviously those things don't matter. Or it's not my empire which collapsed in the 1600s. There's no issues.
It knows about it. It knows about it. But current events, you've actually got to work differently with AI.
Yeah. There's I've got a couple of things I was going to. Yeah, because there's video to blog. There's because I've been looking at all these different tools because there's futurepedia.io and there's a couple of others that have got that list people list their different tools that come out, and there are thousands of them around now, and it's basically websites just repackaging what you can get for nothing and charging you for it. So it seems and some of them are quite expensive, and it's but there's some of them, it's trying to find websites that are giving you something different that somebody else isn't, and converting YouTube videos into blog articles is not so easy, but you can. You know, OpenAI. You can access. You know, you can access OpenAI's. There is a GPT that will pull out the information for you.
Yeah,
So,
there's a speech to text, and you can just give it. I think you might have to extract the MP3 out of the video and then pack that, and then it will actually do it that way.
yeah,
One of the API tools.
because there's
Because I'm looking at the API in detail all the time.
yeah, because I've got this. Let's just share this. Let's close that one. This is this website, videotoblog.ai. I've never used it, but apparently you can get three blogs a month for free. Let's have a look at the pricing. Again, it's a credit system. Blog at 3.5 GPT. Nobody wants to use that, so it's going to be quite a few credits.
Holy crap, that's expensive.
It is GPT-4 ones, yeah. I mean, compared with what Steffi charged for yours, but it's
I do 2 tokens for generated images.
and actually that's the yearly. So realistically, let's get real. It is $14 a month. I mean, does anybody pay for the yearly one, especially in something like this that might change in such a short space of time. But I was interested to see if it would work. So I'm going to try it.
Take some time to do it.
It shouldn't, because I think it's using the let's try the thing we were talking about there.
It takes more than 30 seconds. It's accessing the video live.
Right, okay. Let's see what it's going to do. Okay, it wants me to log in. I've never used it before. Let's just see what it does. So it's got this. That's pretty fast. This is what we were talking about earlier about the mysterious chat, the GPT-2. So that's the video that I watched earlier in the week, and I copied the URL.
Oh, I'm going to have to go and look at the video to text option now.
Yeah, because that's usually that's pretty good, isn't it? So and it's not come up with a because it's using the transcript. It's you know, it's even the really old videos. Google, YouTube are slowly going through them. All the new ones will have a transcript, unless the uploader has switched it off. Has got the dreaded conclusion there, but it's but it is powered by chat GPT.
I'm going to go and have a look at that.
Yeah. So
if it's just pulling in the transcript file, that'd be easy to do.
Yeah. So let's we can export it. It's given us quite a few versions. Obviously, it looks like you got to be paid to get the to get this. You can looks like you can export it directly to different platforms as well. But I'd have to I'd have to export it in text, I guess, unless I paid for it, which I'm not going to. So I'll wait for Steffi to do that.
And you know I'll be doing it. Because if you can type in a URL, I need to be able to type in a YouTube URL now.
Yeah. But I think that's not bad, actually. I mean, it's something that's worth looking at. Simon.
Yeah, I do know it's pretty cool. I'm watching television programs where they've automatic, or if you see the rolling 24-hour news, where they have transcripts, which obviously works pretty well most of the time, but then you get some horrendous things. And that, so I would say if I used that, I'd have to go through very carefully, perhaps watching the video at the same time to check whether it matched up with the.
But the because it's using the transcript from the actual video, it's not converting the voice as you go along.
No. Is it actually basing the blog post on the transcript, or just giving you the transcript and formatting it up? I would guess it's the former.
Yeah, I guess it's using the transcript as a reference, and then and then just giving you the information that's in that video. I don't think it's adding in lots of stuff from, you could then, there will be nothing stopping you copying that blog and then pasting it into ChatGPT and saying, write me a blog based on this, and
I think that would be fascinating. It would be interesting to try that and just see if you can get it ranked.
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah, because because that's it's a guy called Matt Wolf on YouTube, and he brings out several, like 4 or 5 videos a week, and he's got a massive following. He gets millions of hits on his videos because he's gives you lots of really useful stuff on AI. So because he's got his finger on the pulse, and plus he gets sent there. And the other thing we were talking about ChatGPT 5 and DALL-E 4, and one of the things that comes with that is Sora. There's a Chinese company called Vidu, which I saw actually 2 or 3 months ago, and I went on their website and it was all in Chinese. So I thought, oh, this is my Chinese isn't that good. That is non-existent.
Your English isn't that great, no.
No, that's right. So I did, I could translate it into English, obviously using whatever I was using. So I could translate it, but I'll just if I just show you, have I got it open? I just show you this because, and see what you think, because you've seen, I guess most people have seen the Sora video of when they first intimated about it, the Jeep and the mammoths and things. But I'll
can't wait for it to come out.
I just pay this is Vidu, and they say they're close to publishing it, so I don't know.
As I was getting ready to go to sleep, this was just announced and I just had to cover it. So this Chinese company called Shengshu just announced a Sora competitor. This is an AI video generator that claims to be on par with OpenAI's Sora. I'll play you their show reel and then we'll go into the details on what it can do and how you can apply to use it. Let's jump right in.
Oh, so.
I think it's really good. What I'd like to see is that white Land Rover going up a road, shot in one angle, and then the same one shot from a different angle, like that. But now another shot of the Jeep coming towards the drone.
Oh, you mean, yeah.
And having identical parameters.
So that's the Vidu one. The only thing that interests me, well, I mean, it's interesting in itself, you know, if they develop it on further, is the fact that they said it might, if they release that into the wild, it might prompt OpenAI to bring out Sora, you know, because obviously they've got it and they're not releasing it. It might force them to release it. Otherwise, people are gonna start using Vidu, and they won't want that. So it's
Sora's finished. It's in what they call it red testing.
yeah.
They just want to make sure it won't, you know, give you a
Compromise people. Yeah.
That's pretty much what they're making sure it can't do.
Yeah. So you can copy celebrities and make. I mean,
they've done really well with DALL-E, that you couldn't type in Liam Neeson and actually have to produce a picture of Liam Neeson. It'll produce a picture of somebody who looks like Liam Neeson, but it won't actually give you the celebrity. So they need to make sure this, because Sora is based on DALL-E, because DALL-E is creating the frames. Sora, they have to make sure it won't, you know, it won't produce porn videos, basically.
But it is gonna. I mean, let's be in the end, someone will take it, and you know, if the porn market's worth billions and billions, they're gonna have enough money to.
Oh, the porn market drove the early internet.
Yeah.
It really did. I mean, all the things like encryption and payment gateways and all sorts of stuff. Porn did that.
I think this is where it gets interesting, because whether it's imagery or video, there's so many restrictions at the moment. I was trying to get something to draw an image of something that looked like Clark Kent type thing for Superman, and it just won't do it. It refuses. So someone's going to come along with an alternative version that lets you do what you want to with it. Surely, even though it's going to infringe everything, it's going to be the like Steffi said, like the early porn stuff and the equivalent of the magazine under the counter at the local newsagent type thing. It'll be that sort of. It'll be out there, I guess, but it's just a case of when.
I'm going to run that test now. I'm just going to say Superman flying above Metropolis and see what it does. I think you'll get something Superman-esque, but it won't actually be Superman.
Are you running it through yours?
Yeah, I'm just testing it through your AI. I don't have the individual interface in the blogging platform. It's not designed for that.
Because I don't know if everyone was here, but 2 weeks ago, we looked at Poe.com, and it's got PoE, and there is an app as well. Well, there is on Apple anyway. I don't know if there's one on Windows as well. I expect there is, but you can use there's a couple of other image generators as well, because obviously some of them are better than others at different things. So you can use Playground and.
There you go.
Yeah, it's quite like it, isn't it? Yeah.
That's it's Superman-esque, but it's not Superman. That's the thing, and that's DALL-E. It refuses to do copyright or celebrities and stuff like that.
You got it to go that far, though.
Well, and that badge is pretty close, isn't it? So it's
yeah, it's close, but it's not a copyright infringible. Well, that might be actually, but I do tell it that when I give it the prompt, I say don't use writing or text or numbers, but logos are okay. So if it's got a logo of Superman that it can use, then it probably will. But you'll never get, Chris Reeves as Superman in there.
So what's the prompt you keyed in?
Oh God, I can't remember. It's all in the background now. I couldn't tell you. Right, what did I send? Superman flying above Metropolis, using the text above as guidance, create a ultra-realistic photo quality, shallow depth of field, natural lighting, lifelike textures, blah, 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 blah. Do not use words, writing, drawings, icons, currency, or other graphic symbols on the image you create, but company logos are acceptable. Do not show any currency or currency symbols. the reason I add that is because as soon as you mention words like, if there was a word like bank, so you might say riverbank, but it just translates that as money. And you'll get your river, but you'll have pound notes floating in it or something like that.
More likely dollars.
Yeah, well, no, dollars by default. And I find that really strange that you know, as soon as you mention anything to do with finances, money appears in it.
Yeah.
Dollars normally, you know. I mean, yeah, I actually have an override that says show my currency of choice. So you set your currency. So if it's going to give you money, you might as well have it in pounds.
Yes. The dollar note with a pound symbol in the middle. There's okay, because there's because on Poe you can use Stable Diffusion and Excel and Playground for free. So it's a good find it's a good alternative for things. But say you can get like the OpenAI, the basic language and creating DALL-E, you can get them free anyway through Bing, through there. So it's if you're a bargain hunter, you can go around and get a lot done for nothing, you know. So it's although
You want it done properly, I know a good tool.
yeah. That's right. Okay, I don't think there's anybody else got anything to add.
Waitlist should be up next week for Sblogit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, all right then. Well, we'll do it all again next week. Thanks for coming along. And if you want the stuff that's in the chat, save it, because I'm not gonna. I can't send it around. I will post this on YouTube and the website. I'm going to stop the recording now.